Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. My name is Christopher and this is the first ever Sims 4 speed building for this channel. I am really excited about this journey of sharing my creations in The Sims 4 with all of you. I have been watching Sims 4 speed building forever now, and I love building. I've been building in The Sims for a really long time, and I felt, why not share it with you guys? Why not show you my process and what I like to create? And so I just really appreciate everyone who's watching right now, and just know there is a lot to come on this channel. I build a lot. I spend a lot of time in The Sims creating characters and creating homes and playing, and I thought I'm just going to share it with everyone. I think it's going to be really fun. There are some really awesome Sims 4 speed builders out there, and I thought, you know what? Let's just jump right in and do this thing and show everyone what I create. So yeah, thank you for being here. I'm really excited. Let's get into what I'm doing right now. You can see I'm creating the character. I'm calling him Brax Brandon. I felt like that was a very cool name, a name that would fit someone like him, who is the superstar celebrity type, probably a musician. You know, he's got the tattoos, he's got the hair, he's got the look. I really liked this creation. I was really proud of the way that it turned out, and I really feel like he is such a cool looking guy that his home needed to be equally cool. And I had this image in my head of a house that had lots of straight lines, lots of slants, and lots of just really modern features, and really something that was kind of a minimalist type build, something that didn't rely on a bunch of decorations or clutter or decor, because I didn't feel like he was the type of person who would have all that in his home. I wanted it to be something that was very cool, very modern, and sleek. And so now we're getting into the building right now, and I knew right away that this was going to be a pretty big build as far as like the outside, the exterior, the way that it looked. But on the inside, there's only 2 bedrooms, and one of them is like kind of like a guest bedroom, and then the master bedroom that's going to be that top story right there that I'm putting the roof on now. And I thought, I want a lot of light in that room. I want a lot of light when the sun comes in or the sun is setting. I want it to be really cool. And so I end up making that roof glass, and you know, it just allowed for all this sunlight to come in. And in the end, it turned out so beautiful. I was really proud of that. And this build actually took me quite a while to make, surprisingly. To be as simple as it is, as simple as it looks, you know, when it's all finished, it took me a really long time. I would say somewhere like maybe 9 or 10 hours to actually build and finish. But I did have some breaks. There were some interruptions in the meantime, but you know, it took me quite a minute. And normally I can build something pretty large in 7 hours or so, which, if you build in The Sims, you know, you can get lost in time. Just kind of loses all meaning in The Sims, and you can be there. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone, and you just lose all sense of time. And so 7 hours feels like nothing when you're building in The Sims. And this house really did take me quite a minute, but I liked it in the end. And so now I'm just playing around with the exterior, and let me tell you, it took me forever to figure out how I liked the exterior of the building to look, because it is a modern build. I didn't want it to have, you know, all these normal wallpapers that we have in The Sims, or the brick or anything like that. I thought it needed to be something more like sleek concrete with a little bit of wood, and I decided I really liked that look. And so all throughout the build, you will notice that I'm using a lot of natural sort of patterns or textures, like concrete or wood and iron. I think I stick with those mainly throughout. Just something that was very natural, very minimalist. And yeah, so these slatted things that I'm working on now, let me tell you, it took me so long, and I'm sort of a perfectionist when it comes to these sort of things, to get them lined up perfectly, you know, because if you don't, then the shadow looks very odd on them when you're turning it. And I know that it's the, kind of like a minute detail, but I wanted to make sure that it was perfect, and those did take me a while. And so I added them on the back and on the side as well. And I think it just looked really nice having that sort of slatted wall, especially when the sun goes through, it creates that pattern. It's really cool. And I used it on the inside too, up in the music room that I created for this character. So yeah. And I really did not do much as far as landscaping. I do come back to that. I kind of go back and forth between landscaping and interior. That's just the way that I build. A lot of times I will focus on one particular thing at a time, but I find that I like to kind of go back and forth just to keep it moving and, see where it's going, because I think the exterior should sort of reflect the interior and vice versa. So I wanted to get a feel of what the inside was going to look like before I completely finished the exterior. And there really isn't much on the exterior, which is fine, because this again is a minimalist house. It's someone who lives there is a celebrity. They're not going to have all the gardens and things like that. They're on the go. This character is on the go. He's out on tour, he's out filming, he's out doing his photo shoots and things like that. And so it didn't really need all the exterior landscaping. But I love doing landscaping. It's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to a build, because I just love using all the different plants and all the different terrain building things. I think it makes it look so much more realistic, and I do that in a lot of my builds. I really do make the landscaping very detailed, and I enjoy that. So then I created this sort of pool thing right here, and I love that. I don't see it as somewhere that the Sims would actually swim a whole lot, although they could. I do put a ladder down in there so they can get in there and swim for activity building and things like that, skill building. But I thought it just looked aesthetically pleasing, which is why I did that, especially in the living area where there's a whole wall of nothing but windows, and that pool just reflects in, and the light too. It just looks so beautiful at nighttime. I love that. It's definitely something I would love in like my dream home one day. So yeah. And right now I'm just working on a few terrain things. I added in a couple palm trees. I think I removed them and then I put them back, and then I remove them and I put them back. I was very indecisive on the exterior and the landscaping and things like that. But it was, to me, something that was very California or even Florida, just something that was very sort of tropical feeling with the palm trees and the agave plants and all that. So I made the grass. I changed the grass to this kind of more lush green that I liked. And it's always kind of bothered me in The Sims that when you landscape the grass, it never really quite matches the preset grass that was there, or at least I can't find out how to do that. So it's always kind of like a clean cut, and I mean, it is what it is. I think it looks really great, especially whenever you're playing in The Sims. It's not really that noticeable. And so then I'm putting in the fencing, or the gate with the hedge and all that. And I think that just made the lot stand out so much more. It really defined the area, and just having that sort of white fence or gate with the hedge just looked so beautiful to me. And I think it turned out looking really nicely. But yeah, so you guys, I am just so excited about doing this and putting my speed builds out there for y'all to see, and just hearing what you guys think. There are so many builds to come that I plan on doing, or that I have done, and that I'm going to put out there over the next couple weeks, is the ones that I've already built. But just bear with me through this journey. I'm starting out fresh, so if you have any suggestions on things that you would like to see, let me know. Comment down below and let me know what you would like me to build, or what type of characters you would like me to create, because I would love that. I would love to take suggestions and hear what you guys think, and see if I can, take your wishes and make them kind of a reality, and see if you like it. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments below if there's something you would like me to build. I'd be more than happy to look at those suggestions. And so yeah, now I'm working on this really cool sort of second story, I guess, patio or deck, and it does lead from the master bedroom. And I think it is so cool. This is something to me that I feel like is very Hollywood. And I wanted to add some other things in there. So I did add in what I'm working on now, this sort of sitting area And I wanted it to also be very modern and very clean, but I didn't put in a whole lot of plants or skill building items because I wanted it to be very clean and very crisp and just something that was very aesthetically pleasing more than, you know, all these things that you could do with The Sims. Now, of course, if you download this from the gallery, you can add all those things in that you would like, and I will put this in the gallery. You will probably find it with the hashtag Simstopher, or just look me up by my name, and you'll find my builds. Now, I have to tell you guys this story, okay? So this build was not the original build that I was working on whenever I decided to do a YouTube channel. I was actually working on this gigantic mansion, okay? This sort of like Victorian style, very beautiful mansion, and it was so beautiful. And then the worst thing happened. So I was at work, we had some downtime, so I was building, and I kept getting this notification on my computer that my memory was running out on my computer, or the RAM or whatever. So I'm not the most technologically advanced person. So I thought, okay, I'll just start saving it to the iCloud, or, you know, the cloud, and save the memory on my computer. Well, then again, I kept getting these messages that I was running out of room. And I was like, that's crazy, because I have nothing in the iCloud. And so I upgraded my iCloud to the next biggest one, and I kept building. You guys, again, I kept getting the notifications, so I upgraded again to like the, I don't know, 500 gigs or something huge. And anyway, it just kept giving me this. So I didn't know what to do. I called Apple support, because I do play on a Mac, and I called Apple support. I was on the phone with them for 2.5 hours. Luckily, the guy that I was talking to was super nice, and he came down into my computer from wherever he was, in Canada actually. We had a really long discussion about Canada, which was really funny. Anyway, so he comes down, he is just as confused as I am. He doesn't know why I'm getting these messages. So we mess around, and I tell him, like, look, I can't lose my files because I'm creating these Sims speed builds, and I have all these save files that I really need. I saved all the other stuff that I wanted, like my writing and my schoolwork and my family photos, everything that I had on my computer that I really had to have, I went ahead and put in the cloud. And he said, well, what we're probably going to have to do is have you uninstall the game and reinstall it and save it to a different a file on your computer. That way it's not giving you this notification. I said, okay, as long as I don't lose any of my saves. Well, as you would know it, and as you probably guessed, the story is leading to, I lost everything. I lost all of my save slots, everything that I had built from day one. I was so sad. I wanted to cry so hard, but I thought, you know what? No. Let's just start over. Let's start fresh. This is giving me the opportunity to really start fresh as a Sims speed builder. So I was like, I tried not to be too upset about it, but I was really upset about that last build that I was working on to share with you guys, because it was so beautiful. And I ended up getting an external hard drive per his suggestion. And let me tell you what, this has been a lifesaver, having the external hard drive, because I had saved literally everything to that, so I don't touch the internal memory on my computer, and I barely use the cloud even, so I went back down to like the basic cloud. But the external hard drive, I think, is like 4 terabytes, and I'll probably never ever use all of that. And if I do, great, because that's a lot of Sims speed building content. So look there, look on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? All the light coming in at nighttime from that pool and everything. I love it. And I really liked the way the kitchen turned out. Like I said, everything was just very clean and very crisp, very polished. I like all the lots of the whites that I used and the creams. I felt like it looked so beautiful. I was really proud with the downstairs. I really like that statue too that I put in there. I use that in a whole lot of builds of mine because I love that sort of feminine bust. All right, so now we're going upstairs. I'm just creating the floor plan. This is over here is going to be the music room. I had originally thought, no, he's going to be an actor or a model, and I'm going to make this sort of a photo shoot room with lots of cameras and things like that. And I do add that in there, but then I was like, you know what? These slider things kind of remind me of like what a audio recording room would have, so I add those in as well. And I love the exposed brick for that. I felt like that looked very, very modern and very cool for this particular type of room. And yeah, there's the photo shoot area. And one thing that bothers me, comment down below if I'm wrong, but as I was playing this, I tried to get my sim to go there and take pictures, but it kept telling me to take pictures of other people, which is kind of cool as a skill building if you want to be like a photographer or something. But comment below and tell me if there's a way for me to have my sim actually be the model in there. So anyway, here is the little audio recording area. Like I said, this guy is a musician, so this will be a perfect place to do some cool skill building. But yeah, I felt like this room turned out really, really neat. Like, this is going to be probably when this Sims is at home, this is going to be where he is spending most of his time. So now I thought about putting in this cool like little juice bar, but I was like, no, that's probably too much. So let's just add in all these, like this camera and this video recording area and the little makeup chair. I thought it was so cool. So now this is the guest bedroom that I had originally intended for a second Sims that I created for this build. In fact, in my mind, I thought it'd be really cool if Brax, the main sim that you saw me build earlier, had sort of like a friend or a partner that would end up being his boyfriend or husband down the road. So I built this room with the intention of having Jay, that was his name, live here kind of as Brax's, like maybe it was his manager or his his agent or his assistant, maybe just live there and kind of be friends. And I was intending on playing and seeing where that relationship goes because I thought that'd be cool. But you guys, the craziest thing happened. So as I was building, I started this build out in summer for some reason, and when it started right out in the middle of a thunderstorm, and I could not figure out how to get the weather back to sunny without speeding up time and all of this and that. So I had Jay work on Dr. June's weather machine, you know what I'm talking about? Well, as he was messing with it, he died. It killed him. He got electrocuted. And I was so upset because he didn't even last 5 minutes in the game before I killed him. I felt like such a bad creator. I was like, oh no, he's dead already. There's nothing for me to do. The Grim Reaper hung out on my lot forever after that. It was kind of weird. I thought, okay, are you coming after my next Sims? So then I sent Brax over there to talk with Grim, and they were laughing it up for some while before he disappeared. And I was going to try to convince, I thought, maybe the Grim to bring Jay back. But I thought, well, it just wasn't meant to be. So there it is, a spare bedroom for whoever wants to go live in this awesome modern home. And now I'm working on the master bedroom. This is the closet that I'm working on. I really like the closet. I don't put closets a lot in my builds. I normally just do like an armoire or a dresser or something like that, because I feel like the Sims don't really go in the closet very much when they want to change clothes or anything like that. So I feel like it does look more realistic, but it's almost like a waste of space when you could do other things. But I did like the way this closet turned out. And I carried over the exposed brick. I think I might actually change that later on. I can't remember. We'll see. But I wanted this room, again, because this is where all the light is coming in. I wanted everything to face that wall, face that window. And that way the sunset comes in. It looks really nice. But I still wanted to keep that minimalist theme, so I didn't put too many decorations in there. I think I do end up doing like a cool meditation area and a yoga, with a yoga mat, and I think there's even a massage table and all for the Sims, because it's hard work being a celebrity superstar when you're a Sims. You got a lot of things to do, and when you're at home you just want to relax, so you have to have the massage table and the yoga mat and all that. And then I do eventually put in also a really nice waterfall, like one of those simple waterfalls I thought looked so nice. So yeah, and I really like that wallpaper that I did there to the left. I don't remember which pack that came with, but I thought it was really, really nice. And these lamps too, I love these lamps. So as you can see, this room is pretty symmetrical, and I find that I do that a lot in my builds. I make things kind of symmetrical. I think maybe that's just my own personality, or maybe that's just the type of person I am. I like things to be symmetrical, but if they're not going to be symmetrical, then they need to be really not symmetrical to make it look right. It can't just be like in between. It has to be one or the other for me, I guess. But so right now I am working on putting in, that massage area and the little yoga area, because I really do feel like this is the type of Sims who would have like someone come over, on a regular basis to get a massage and just relax. And especially after you've been on a tour for a long time, you kind of want that. I would imagine if I was a celebrity superstar, I would have to have a yoga mat and a massage chair in my master bedroom. But I love the way this room turned out. I thought it was absolutely beautiful with sort of the neutral, very soft tones. I thought it looked great. Now on the inside, I will say I do use quite a few potted plants. But I do that a lot. I think you can't really have a room without some sort of plant. I think one for the Sims, so they're comfortable, but also just because that makes it look more realistic. It makes it look more natural having something in there. I think there's a plant in almost every room in my house, whether it be fake or real. There's some sort of greenery, because that's just what I like. So I originally put a bookshelf there, but that changes to that aquarium, the waterfall, like I told you. And so alright guys, so that's about it for this video. I'm just going in now and adding a few final touches, but I think this lot turned out so beautiful. You can find it in the gallery, #Simstifer, and if you liked it, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I have a lot more planned out for you guys, and I think this is going to be really fun, so join me on this journey. Tell me what you think. Until then, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!